Hey, good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. We're back today, and I actually didn't skip today for once. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me? I'm actually not skipping today for once because well, it's not like I could skip anywhere else because I'm currently, well, as you know, behind bars. I can't really skip even if I wanted to, technically. Technically. But yeah, here I am. I hope everyone's doing well today. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad that everyone's here today. ah. Truth be told, I am just a little bit sleepy. Just a little bit. But other than that, I'm actually doing just great because I had like a really good sandwich this morning because, you know, it's not often that I get to use like pastrami as my sandwich meat, but yeah. Pastrami's like really good. You can fix that. Can you fix that? Can you, Saren? Wait, I mean, we didn't have to commit to violence. We didn't have to commit to violence. I'm awake. I'm awake. Honest. I am very much awake after several things that have been thrown at me. But yes, I am awake. We don't have to commit violence. I can assure you, we do not have to commit violence at all. So stay your throwing hand because actually, where do you all even get that stuff? Where do you all even get that stuff? Even like I don't know where you guys are throwing it from. Well, I mean, I guess for some reason this prison allows visitations like right in front of the prison bars, but still. And Catbert's always around watching all of us, and Catbert's probably supplying everyone with items to throw at me. You know, I'm glad that Catbert hasn't supplied you guys with anything from Mario Kart yet, because that's probably what Catbert would do. That's what Catbert would do, and there would probably be a lot of blue shells in there, and that would be quite painful, actually. Quite painful. Quite painful. Because I hope everyone had fun with the Mario Kart stream yesterday, because I know I was yelling and screaming at my friends, but it's not like true anger. It was just like the haha funny kind of anger, because, you know, we're all friends during that stream. It's like we don't actually get mad at each other, even though we might sound like it. It's all, you know, playing around, play mad. Yeah, play mad. That still sounds pretty awful, actually. So, there's not really a good term for this, huh? It's not really play mad or that's pretend mad or friendly mad. How does one actually describe that? It's like, you can be mad at your friends during a video game, but you'll still be friends with them because it's just a video game. Because we all know about that. Dokapon's gonna change that. I don't know about that one. I think Dokapon will be fine. Cue memories of the past Dokapon games that I played before. Except I didn't actually have anyone to play with at the time, so it's like, yeah. God, I wish. I seriously wish. I seriously wish some of these games actually wound up on PC, but you know, it's fine. It's still gonna be on like the Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch has online play, so that should be fine. Come to think of it, I do have like Mario Party as well, but I don't know if it's the Mario Party that everyone has. Maybe one day I'll play like Mario Party with everyone. Maybe one day. Actually, I don't even know who among my friends actually has Mario Party and anything like that. But yeah. Actually, has there been a new Mario Party game since... let me check. What was the last Mario Party game? Was it literally just Super Mario Party? Was that the only one? Or was there Superstar? I really needed to check for this one. Okay, Mario Party, which is the most recent one. What is the most recent one, even? Is it Mario Party Superstars? That's the recent? October 2021 versus 2018. So okay. So most likely everyone probably has Mario Party Superstars instead because yeah. Hey Lilith, Forrest, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure we're all gonna be there for Force tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. Even though I have it set up as like just chatting random games, I'm most likely gonna be streaming the Sons of the Force tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know why I set that. No, I don't know why I set it as like just chatting random games for tomorrow, but yes, actually, Sons of the Force would be tomorrow. It's bleh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and respond to Manny then. Yes, I am available, Manny, for Sons of the Forest. Yes. You summoned him, you're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow will actually be like actual Sons of the Forest and not just chatting random this I don't know when we're gonna be starting 100%. That probably means that we'll probably be starting as early as possible. Can't wait for the ramp. The ramp is gonna be our end game boss. That's the boss. That's how we end the game. We leave the island by flying off the ramp and going back to America. Yes, America. Oh, wait, what? Oh. I am available tomorrow because Friday work get out super late. Usually. Thanks, DST. God, I can't wait for DST to not be a thing anymore. I really can't wait for DST to not be a thing anymore, and that's gonna be like a good while. That's gonna be at least until like what, October or November? I think October. I don't remember the actual day of when DST actually ends. After November, well then, it's gonna be a bit then. It is going to be a bit. Oh boy. And other things that's going to be a bit, I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna do the actual performance. You know what? I think what I should do is actually take some time next week to work on a couple more like actual things for the stream, actual resources for the stream, because I know I really need to do them properly. And I'm probably gonna need my friend's help in order to see about making it work properly, because I just need like a couple people to be like in the voice calls in order to like make it like active, and just to test like many different things, many different things. Yeah, but yeah, Sons of the Force definitely tomorrow, after work tomorrow. I don't know how early they want to start it, but it's going to be after work tomorrow, and all that stuff. So that's going to be a thing. That is going to be a thing. With all things considered, there are things that I do want to talk about today, because, well, ever since I got dropped into this prison, you know, and this prison is linked to multiple different worlds. In fact, I didn't even start streaming until I got to this prison. After all, where I actually come from, the actual technology to do things like that don't actually exist in my world. They really don't. So once I got here, I got exposed to like many different forms of technology that's different from the magical technology of my actual world. That kind of makes me a boomer, huh? Except I'm not a boomer. I'm 25 years old. Oh, except my friends know me as older. But that's besides the point. That's different. That's different. We don't talk about the person behind the avatar. They don't exist. That's right. I don't exist. I don't exist. I exist. I exist. I exist. Oh God. Oh God. But listen, we won't put ourselves in some existential crisis because every time you do, you somehow wind up like making sure that you actually disappear yourself, and let's not do that. Speaking of like existential crises, actually let's not talk about that. we won't talk about that because I might actually put other people in this stream that's listening into an actual existential crisis. After all, that was an interesting topic that a couple of my friends brought up when we were like in VR chat, like in like some kind of like arcade world that we were all sitting in together. I know it was like me, Keto, and Lilith, and then Manny was there, Pon was there, and like a lot of our friends were there. A lot of our friends was there. But I remember Keto and Lilith talking about proof of who actually exists. But anyway, we won't actually get into that topic because maybe some people in chat that's listening might actually have their own existential crisis after listening to it. So we'll go ahead and just avoid that. We're gonna go ahead and just avoid that because what we're gonna talk about, since I have been exposed to various forms of the internet since I was young. Well, not really, not really, but since I got to this prison. There's like many games that I want to talk about. There's many things I want to talk about. So today we're actually gonna go over like many different like MMORPG like online game trailers because that's what I wanted to do. That was what I was supposed to do last week. However, we didn't get to that because I didn't actually work on the list until about after that day, probably like roughly around at least Saturday night or Sunday night, and then continuing on until now. I didn't work on the list until then, even though I should have worked on that list on Thursday night, but I didn't because I was busy. I was busy with various things. But everyone just gets busy. Life can hit you in very different ways, just very, very different ways, very, 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 very different ways. Of how am I actually going to show this here? I didn't actually plan out how I'm going to show this because I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I took out my TV thing, didn't I? I did take out my TV thing. That's right. I took out that source. So we're going to I think we're just going to go ahead and go to the game stream, even though I don't actually have like an overlay, which I really should like work on like makeshift overlays for things like this, but it's very hard to work on things when you're currently stuck behind prison bars and there's not really access to computers other than what you're seeing right now and all that stuff. But yes. So we're just gonna go ahead and move over here. We're gonna move over here. Don't worry about the fact that I might be phasing through a wall. Don't worry about that. Actually, how am I gonna put this up? How am I gonna put this up? All right. I've got this. I've got this. Shirley, right? Actually, where is capture that I was going to use for? Wait, was it window capture that I was going to use it for? Me being late. No, wait, Noir. I see that you have changed your name on us. You have added VT to the end of your name and took out Torientel. I see. You saw that your name was too big. Kind of like me. Except my name is the longest name in the world. Because I am the big stupid head. Because, yes. Yeah, I was tired of people having a hard time with it. I'm worried about the pronunciation. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I can understand that. I can understand that very well, actually, because, yes, welcome, Noir. Welcome. You're just in time because we're actually very long for shoutouts, too. Yeah, I know how that feels, so a lot of people tend to like default to my last name. People tend to just default to my last name, and yeah, yeah. Okay, so I should actually. What the? Oh, I didn't mean to hit F10. I really didn't mean to hit F10. And keep in mind, this is not really a full-on list. This really isn't a full-on list, actually, because, well, yeah. Actually, the window title must match. But the title is going to change every time we do this. This is going to be, okay, maybe I should test this out first. First, I make your name longer, to be honest. Well, you know, there's another person that tends to make my name longer, and that's through nicknames. And that's because Sarah just makes nicknames for me, and then it keeps getting longer and longer and longer and longer. And I don't understand why. Well, that's because she just likes giving nicknames to everyone, but that's fine. You know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right. Let's go ahead and test the audio for this. Hopefully, the audio still can. Okay. So it is still Latch and Arkwig. Oh no, not the Arkwig. Not the Arkwig. Do we really have to pretend that's actually a wig? Because, you know, it's not a wig. It really isn't. The Arkwig. It's not a wig. It's actually my hair. Wait, what happened to my hair? Hold on. I can be normal. There, I'm normal now. I'm normal. You didn't see anything. You really didn't see anything. All right, I should probably actually put this to full screen. Okay. Now I just need to I guess window capture. We window capture this. This is gonna be a little bit awkward. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go over some like MMORPG trailers, and God, there's gonna be like black borders around this. There's gonna be black borders around this. Normal, What do you mean? RuneScape trailer from like 30 years ago? Exactly, from like 30. I should probably turn up the actual volume for this. Yes, that might be a little bit too loud. I'm gonna put it down to half volume again. Actually, maybe I should turn this down a bit. Yeah, so if anyone remembers from like the old school days, the very old school days, when RuneScape first started out and everyone was able to play RuneScape on their on literally any computer. Stop, I'm crying. But we've all played this at one point, right? We've all played this at one point, and even I played this at one point. And this is the... Honestly, back then, I didn't even know that there was a freaking trailer for this game. Like, who actually knew that there was a trailer for this game? Because I didn't. When I heard of RuneScape, it wasn't through trailers. It was actually through, like, just randomly finding it on the internet. It wasn't through, like, any kind of video at all or anything. Honestly, I never actually got very far in RuneScape as a kid. I really didn't. I think I need to turn this down still. Okay. That should be fine. Yes, free to play. But yes, RuneScape was actually some kind of ride. It was some kind of ride, though. Even though it was free to play, as a kid, you really couldn't do anything because you may have been like... Well, I was too stupid. Please show me the date on this video. Well, let's see. The date on this video, 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Yeah, you needed the premium. Yeah, you needed the premium to do a lot of stuff. But yeah, strictly put, 13 years ago. Wait, this is 2009, but the game existed way longer than 2009. So this trailer is actually, quote-unquote, really, really recent compared to how old the actual game is. Because this game is old. This game is super old. The trailer is quote-unquote new, yes. As you can see, it says June 10th, 2009. This was actually way after the game came out. The actual game came out. So it's like, man, that's really a thing. Like, whew. Because I know when I was young, I never saw this game through a trailer or anything like that. So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, back then, like, I think I already said this on stream before, but, RuneScape back then, it had various security holes that you can actually break the game and actually hack the game. But that was in the past, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot better about it now. I'm pretty sure I saw it through like banner ads too, just like RuneScape, and then you usually hear it from word of mouth from like your other friends, or other not other friends, but your friends. You see it for your friends, and oh my god, Neopets. Oh my god, Neopets. I still remember Neopets. I'm still surprised Neopets still exists. But it's I guess to each their own, right? It's There's still an audience for it, and people really like their Neopet. I still I still have my Neopets account. I don't remember if I still have my Neopets account or not. I'm sure it still exists. All the games are pretty much gone though. Yeah, I can imagine because it's a really old website. When it came down to like actual Neopets, like for some reason I just wanted to do like the combat part of it while while raising Neopets off poverty. Off poverty soup, because when you were like playing Neopets, you were pretty much just feeding your pets through the soup kitchen. I sucked at the Val Arena too, because you needed to find those like code stones around the website, which was a random chance, I think, and you never actually get them. At least when I played it as a kid, you never actually got them at all. You really, really didn't. Like, but yeah, I was like, going to the giant omelet. Yes, the giant omelet, which was the game's soup kitchen. Yes, everyone was poor. Well, anyone that started was actually extremely, extremely poor in Neopets. The funny thing is, we're on the RuneScape trailer, and we're talking about Neopets. Anyway, let's move on, because I don't have anything else left to talk about RuneScape, since I haven't like actually played it in like such a long time, actually, a long, long time. However, one of my other friends have played RuneScape like sometime after Fantasy Earth Zero North America shut down. It might as well be the same thing. They're both old. I mean, you're not wrong. You you really you really not. You're really not. I've played recently. I haven't played RuneScape at all. I really haven't. Sometimes I wonder if I should try, but then I also remember that I have all these other MMORPGs. Yes, all these other MMORPGs. So the next one, I think we'll all remember this one. It's like, oh god, it's loud. It's loud. It's loud for me. Okay, I had to turn that down. Anyone remember the old cinematic opening for Ragnarok Online? I do. I loved this as a kid. I don't know why, but I loved this as a kid. Oh, I really wish I had an overlay. One day. One day. I never played Ragnarok, but I think no one else played it. When I grew up, a lot of people played Ragnarok Online. Well, not my friends, but back then it definitely was a time. It was like, I had some good memories in Ragnarok Online. Well, good and bad, both good and bad. It was things. I don't know why the novice is fighting the werewolf, but we're gonna let him have it. That the werewolf was never actually a boss, unfortunately. It never actually appeared as a boss. Even though it actually has like an in-game sprite, but you never actually fought the werewolf because it wasn't actually in the game. RuneScape I played because of my friends. Fiesta Online was my first MMO I played solo. I feel like Fiesta is also a lot of people's first MMOs they play solo because of how it actually was. Pause that real quick. Pause. Because oh god, I hope is there a setting to make sure that doesn't auto play into the next one? I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there is. Well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, Ragnarok Online. That's I tried to play this game a long time ago on my father's computer on his work laptop, except it wouldn't work because of like way too old. It was way too old, and the screen was like way too small for it. Like what? My dad's old work laptop was like about 640 by 480. You know that 4 by 3 resolution, and it was the smallest screen ever. And you needed like a minimum of like 800 by 600 in order to play like Ragnarok Online back then, and as well, you know, a better computer in general, a better computer that isn't integrated graphics on a really old work laptop and all that stuff because yeah, I wasn't going to run on that no matter how much I tried. And then eventually I got like my own I eventually got my own computer, and then I started tinkering with the actual computer, and then I was actually able to play Ragnarok Online, and then an assortment of like imagine a laptop back then makes my brain short circuit. So the laptops back then, they had those little either trackpad mice or they had that little pimple that, well, you know, not even a pimple. It's like that little nipple in the middle of the keyboard. In the middle of the laptop keyboard. It was like a freaking nipple. And that was the mouse for that laptop. And that was on my dad's work laptop. Yes, we are calling it the nipple because I don't know what else to call it, because it wasn't a joystick. It was way too small to be a joystick, because it was like you just like it's kind of like it's kind of like the 3DS's little C stick. Yeah, the Nintendo 3DS's C stick. Actually, let me open up my 3DS and making sure that's actually correct. Okay, it's not on this. What? Well, well, you know, you're right. It's kind of like that. Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was just in the middle. It was just in the middle of the laptop, and well, that was not not my man not having us 3DS on standby. I mean, it's like right next to my keyboard. It's just a little bit covered in dust and hasn't been charged, and hasn't been charged in a while. I think it's the battery and it's probably dead. But yeah, Ragnarok Online, I would say, along with RuneScape and other MMORPGs, was probably like one of the pinnacle. Hey, Lack, this monster house hanging these at these non-gamer hours. I'm doing great, Sarah. What about you? Are you doing well? I hope, right? You actually have free time for once. You have enough free time that you're able to visit me. So, speaking of nicknames, yes. Oh wait, I just became the Loch Ness monster, didn't I? How would I even imagine that? I'm in class right now, so kind of well, you're well, at least you probably have headphones in, so so whatever laptop that you're using isn't like speaking directly to your class. Oh, and then everyone can hear me in your class, and then suddenly everyone's listening to me in your class, and then bad things happen, and then your teacher reprimands you. Oh, no, online class. Oh, okay, fair, fair. Yes, online classes, the classes that I never ended up taking ever because they weren't available when I was going there. Yeah, I'm gonna get throttled if she finds out. Oh God, it's in the syllabus. I see. We were talking about how Lack's nicknames are longer than his actual name earlier. Yeah. Sarah makes some really long nicknames for me, and sometimes it just continues getting longer and longer, and sometimes eventually. Oh God. What do you mean it's not that long? That is so long. That's longer than Lacus's Awkwite. It definitely is. That has more letters in it. It definitely has way more letters in it. Way more letters. But yeah. Ragnarok Online, RuneScape, and all that stuff. It was like the pinnacle of like MMORPGs at the time, because a lot of the times that you just need to, like, this is my favorite to make other streamers say whenever we raid them, don't talk back. Wait, what do you mean don't talk back? What do you mean don't talk back? It's my stream. I can talk back whenever I want. Also, is it Lackey or Lachi? It technically it would be lackey in terms of pronunciation. It would be lackey in terms of pronunciation. Don't tell anyone that though, because then people would just call me their lackey and then make me their gopher, and then well, technically merchants are like some sort of gopher, kind of, sort of, except we make money off of it. We just torture you. Don't. Oh no, that's not even aimed at the right place. Okay, now it should be aimed at the right place. How about in terms of spelling though? Well. In my imagination, it wouldn't be with like a Y. Oh, it wouldn't be with like a Y, but like an IE at the end instead. But it would still sound the same, lackey. It's like yeah, yeah, something like that, something like that. Oh, I am pain. Latchy or lackey. Well, you know, at one point, I thought the actual CH sound was actually not the hard K, but it is actually the hard K, so unfortunately it is actually lackey. It is actually lackey. I don't want to be anyone's lackey. I am the lackey of the Merchants Guild, but you know, as you can see, I am currently behind bars, and I can't really do much for them except, you know, take the time and then eventually get my trial, and then hopefully I can get out and have my revenge. Because they deserve it. Too bad? What do you mean too bad? Also, why the shoe? What's that shoe for? Because, you know, that's just a shoe. It's not Lachankla. And, you know, Lachankla is a very, very dangerous weapon because, you know, if you've ever... The shoe is sending me. What do you mean? I'll also just be lurking out and because class... Yeah, no problem. Focus on your classwork because otherwise you'll just be, You'll be covered in homework again. You'll be buried in that homework. And it's like, what, at least one more month until you're homework free? Yeah, at least one more month until you're homework free, Sarah, and then you no longer have to worry about homework. I think. Stop! Oh no, Noir has the La Chancla. Noir, that's a very dangerous weapon. You should not be holding 3 of those. You know, if you ever have like also, why do they appear as squares on the chat interface? Like, I mean, yes, I know it was in May, but I didn't know exactly what day, so I didn't exactly remember. But yeah, if you've ever had Mexican friends, like, in the past, the chancla was the dangerous weapon that, even if they throw it and you're in cover, it will curve. It will curve like a boomerang and hit you in the back of the head while you're running away, because, we don't know how Mexican moms do it. We really don't. We really, really, really don't. May 6th is when Sarah no longer has homework, and I'm pretty sure that's when her classes finally end for, like, her university work and all that stuff. Oh, it's an actual graduation from college. Okay, that's... Okay, then you'll be no longer having any kind of homework other than... actual work, but then you can actually make some money while you do the things that you love, or if that's what you love. No homework forever. Yes, no homework forever. No homework for... Wait, Sarah, what are you even going to the university for? Even I don't think I ever asked that or anything like that. Prepare to dream about having homework forever, though. Prepare to dream about having homework and actually having dreams about being in class doing a final. Animation? Oh, nice. 2D animation. Oh, wow. That's actually really, really nice. Actually, Sarah, have you ever dabbled in, like, cubism before? Like 2D cubism? Because you might actually like that. Well, maybe not. But, oh, yeah? Yeah, nice. But yeah, like I was talking about before, Ragnarok Online, RuneScape, probably one of the pinnacles of, like, actual MMORPGs, because back then you actually needed to actually... well, you could socialize a bit to, like, gather a party, or you can go solo. You're free to, like, choose whatever you want. And nowadays, people kind of, like, get lost at, like, knowing what to do because they just don't know what to do, and instead of just, like, exploring, they just don't do anything, and then they just quit. But I think Ragnarok actually had, like, a good flow, because from the very beginning, you're a novice, and then and then everything tells you that, hey, you get a job, you stupid novice, get a job, and then you ended up going to like your class change towns and all that stuff, and then you do their quest, and then you end up leveling up, and it just keeps going and going and going and going, and then you want to go ahead and get to the next class, and it's like progression, a load of progression, and then a load of MMORPG progression. It's like yes, yes. And it's just like it just kind of like felt natural about it too. You didn't really have to think about it. It's like, yeah, I want to be better. I want to get better. I want to see Lack give a TED talk. Well, I don't even know what to do for a TED talk. In fact, I don't even know much about TED talks at all because I am big dumb and I'm behind bars. And eventually, I should actually make actual standalone videos for my YouTube instead of just like these YouTube shorts that I'm putting out because I do have like a couple ideas about that. I do have a couple ideas, but I feel like I need to use a secondary voice in order to facilitate some other of the videos. It's all planning. It's all planning. But at the same time, I'm also a PNG, so it's like, how do I make this work? We don't. We just go with it. We just roll with it because that's all we can do. We just roll with the limitations we have and then make it work. Because sometimes a lot of the most creative things actually come out of that. Because video games of like video games way back then, like from the Nintendo, they didn't have like very much memory in those little cartridges. So instead of like having separate sprites for each and everything, a lot of the sprites are actually just palette swaps because, well, it saves up on memory, actually. It saves up on the actual chip memory that's inside those cartridges. So when they needed to like change some things, it's all palette swaps. It has always all been palette swaps. It's wild to think about that because you wouldn't think they would be palette swaps, but everything about the backgrounds, everything like that, it's just a palette swap. And it's like, whew. Oh, what kind of programming magic did actually? Why make another when you can change the color? Yeah, I know. It's like, huh. Damn. Game developers back then were like pretty heckin' wild. They were pretty heckin' wild and really good at what they could do, even though when they make bugs, they made bugs. Because back then there wasn't like ways to like actually patch games, so it's like whatever they had to really like actually find their bugs. They had to like dig deep. They really had to dig deep in order to make their game at least absolutely perfect as much as possible. But even then, some games actually. Speaking of talking, have you heard me talk yet, Lackey? We haven't talked yet, have we? No, we haven't talked yet, Sarah. I don't think I've ever heard you talk. Like, we may have been in that one VR chat world together with like Keto, Manny, Lilith when we were watching I think it was like the second Blade Runner movie. I don't think I actually heard you like ever speak. I just know that you existed there. Yeah, you existed, but I never heard your voice. At all. But did you speak? I don't remember. I really don't remember. That was so long ago, actually. If you spoke, I'm sorry. I don't remember. I really don't. Like, that's rude. Oh no. Like, I could have sworn that you didn't speak. I could have sworn. To be fair, I don't remember you either. Well, yeah. Yeah, actually. Not to mention, that was actually on my main account for VR chat, so I was under a different name at that time. Yeah, I was under a different name at that time. Because, even though I probably should have used, like, my actual VTuber account, I didn't at the time, but it's what it is. It really do be what it is. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah. Anyway, for the next trailer, my actual favorite, and I wish this was in higher quality. I really wish it was. This is like the trailer that I remember the most, actually. Well, not really remember the most, but it's like second to Ragnarok Online. The freaking Hold My Hand trailer for Mabinogi. Like, and It's freaking legendary. I know it's legendary. Because back then when they advertised this, they really wanted to push fantasy life, where you could be anything. You could just be like someone that socializes. You could be just like literally a farmer doing part-time jobs. And it's like, oh, I fucking love Mab. Oh god, I forgot this. I forgot to censor that. I haven't played Mabinogi in so long. Sarah, you played Mabinogi? What server were you on? What server? Because I was on Ruairi. I bet you were probably on Tarlock. Yes, I remember this. In fact, I like the Korean one more because I would have used like the American version, but the American version was let me tell you how I don't remember any of the server names. That's fair, that's fair. I think a lot of people may remember like Alexina, because that was like the newest server that came out after the main three. And that was before they merged all the servers into one. To which they did. They did. Ah, so you were like much, much later. But yeah, the Korean opening for this, the Korean trailer for this, like, was a little bit more dynamic with the combat. Just a little, just a little. I joined when I was in 8th grade or something. Man, I don't even know how old you are. I don't even know how old you are. But if I had to guess, if you were in 8th grade at the time, that most likely was Alexina that you were in then. Because I was on Ryrie. 21, I'm going to... God, you are young. You're like 10 years younger than me. God damn it, I'm old. Oh, god damn it. God. Why am I the oldest one? Bro, you just said your age. Don't worry, no one knows. No one knows. No one knows. Don't worry. Just focus on the Mabinogi trailer. A whittle. I mean, I guess, but you can't be. You're not as young as Blank for sure. You're not as young as Blank. I think Blank is turning like 19. Yeah, I think Blank was turning like 19. Or is 19. One of those two. One of those two. I don't remember though. But yeah, I fucking love this opening. Like, when I first saw this, and this was like back when Mabinogi wasn't even in North America yet, because I played this on like the Korean test servers. I'm gonna cry when it shuts down too. At this point though, next, with how often it's still getting updates, and considering that it does have a gacha, it does have a lot of gacha. I don't think Nexon is gonna shut down Mabinogi anytime soon, because it's like one of those iconic games next to MapleStory nowadays, right? Even though MapleStory itself can run on literally any computer, and Mabinogi can, back then, couldn't exactly run on every computer, but I would say nowadays it can run on every computer now. Well, not true now, because they just recently switched Mabinogi over to like a 64-bit client, so anyone that's still using like a 32-bit operating system can't. Yeah, I feel like EA for no reason. Yeah, if it was EA. But it's Nexon. I don't think Nexon's gonna kill Mabinogi. I really don't. Even though Mabinogi is like the world's greatest programming mess right now. It is the world's greatest programming mess because, my god, everything in that game is not protected. EA bought... Wait, what? Huh? EA bought Nexon? When did this happen? Hold on. EA Games bought Nexon? Like, did they buy Nexon Korea, or did they only buy Nexon America? Because I never heard about that one, actually. I actually never heard about that. When did they buy them out, even? Well, who knows, right? Who knows? I honestly don't think EA is gonna shut down Mabinogi. They might sooner shut down MapleStory before then, but, you know, gacha games. They're both heavily gacha games now. While they do... God, I don't like how Mabinogi turned into like a gacha game mess, but I understand because that's how they make money. That's how they make money, and that's how some of the players in game make money. Even though it's like, yeah. But yeah, Mabinogi like fancy like I played this back when there were only Korean servers, and I played often on the Korean test server, and well, and that's how I really got in contact with the game. And then I'm pretty sure I spoke about this on stream several times before. Eventually, I ended up in like the Taiwanese Mabinogi server, and then I served as like what part of the translation team for the Taiwan Mabinogi servers. Like I dug deep into those files that. Oh, never mind. Looks like they're working together. Okay, that's a bit different. That is a bit different. That is a very much a bit different. Very, very different. Very, 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 very different. But yeah. But yeah. Oh, why did I unfull screen? But yeah. Never mind. Looks. Ah. But yeah, back then was like a ride because for like the Taiwanese Mabinogi community, I actually served as like I actually dug into the files and I was actually starting to like translate the story by myself. I was actually translating the story by myself for like the American player base that was on the Taiwanese Mabinogi servers, and well, while I didn't get far, I at least translated up until like what, half of Generation 1. Yeah, I translated up to like half of Generation 1. Like I had the most trouble with like the actual Song of the Succubus during the Tarlock scene with Christelle because I didn't know how to really translate song lyrics. That was something that I would not be able to do. Even today, I would not be able to do that. Song lyrics are hard, man. Even though they're just written right there, it's just you kind of trying to make it like localized to make sense and still be faithful. Important thing is like being faithful, but still making sense. But yeah, I was a newbie. I was a newbie along with like a couple of my friends, like me, like my other friends, well, including like some parts of me, didn't really need to actually like translate it because we already know how to read it. We already knew how to read it, yeah. And honestly, thank God because if anything, I definitely have an easier time with Japanese though. I definitely have an easier time with Japanese. 100% easier time because Chinese characters are. Why did we have this kind of system? Why do we have this kind of system? I don't understand. But it works because they've been doing this for like years and well, obviously centuries, but yeah, I made a lot of good memories for it. Please translate the entirety of Tales of Tempest for me. I I feel like there's already a translation group for that, and then they canceled it, and then they restarted it, and they canceled it. Isn't Tales of the Tempest actually translated though? I could swear that I remember it being translated. I could swear. Like actually, there should be a patch out there for it right now. Last I remember, because I remember Lyrad playing it on stream at one point. The entire translated version of Tales of the Tempest. There's no way. No, there is. Last I remember, at least I think I remember. Maybe I'm actually forgetting. Yeah. Yeah, I really think so, but I could be lying. I could be, well, not really lying. I could be misremembering. But I really can't remember because I remember Tales of the Tempest having like a full English patch somewhere out there. It's somewhere out there. I just can't remember. Because I know I have that on my DS. On my DS, which is somewhere in my desk somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere in this desk. Somewhere buried, probably under the Wii U screen. Speaking of, I do have a Wii U. God, Oh, Wii U had a lot. And before I go on a tangent on like other things, Seal Online. I This is also another one of those Korean MMORPGs that I really liked in the past. Holy crap, you're right. Of course I'm right. I'm Noir. I'm actually surprised that you didn't know about that. I'm actually really surprised. But yeah, now you know, and now you can play Tales of the Tempest fully translated. Are you happy? You should be happy. Now you know because because that was actually a pretty unique Tales of game. It really was. It really, really was. Now if they could just translate Tales of Destiny 2 and then Tales of Rebirth. Okay, I haven't googled Tales of the Tempest in like 10 years. Fair. That's fair. I'll give you that one. Anyway, let's go with the. Oh wait, I accidentally skipped it. Ah! Whoops. That wasn't the pause button. That wasn't the pause button. But yes. Oh wait, this is NeoWiz. No, it was definitely more Grixon Entertainment and NeoWiz kind of backed it up. But yeah, Seal Online. I remember this from so long ago, before it even had an English server, because yeah. I just kind of liked like the cinematic trailers for these games because I just wish they weren't so low quality. I really wish they weren't so low quality. Yeah, Seal Online was like one of those like Korean anime MMORPGs that had like a very specific chibi style. It's old. It really is old. And I think I remember stuff about its combat system. God, you cannot see anything because it's so hecking blurry. Because it's 240 quality. It's 240 quality. There's no way to get any higher quality trailers for this because they just don't exist. You can't even really see the game because it's so pixelated either. That's kind of painful, actually. And there's also too many effects flying on the screen. I remember I wanted to be a swordsman in this game because big swords rip tear. The way it gets so much when the sparkly effects happen, yes, it's terrible, actually. The trailer is so tiny as hell, too. You can't see any of the details. This gives Fiesta vibes. It does a little bit. It does. But this predates Fiesta, I think. No, it does predate Fiesta. Yeah, this game had like, I think a combo system too that I actually liked using. I don't know, for some reason it just felt fun to me. I think by the time that I actually ended up playing this game though, it was more I was playing on the Japanese servers using a VPN because, you know, Japan likes to IP block their games a lot. And I mean a lot. You can't see me moving my head because I'm just a PNG, but I am moving my head with my eyes closed. But the lyrics are so cheesy. But it's kind of catchy. How old when you played? Oh, frick. I don't even remember. I really don't remember. It was like so long ago. Like, when did this actually come out? Hang on. Let me look this up. Let me look this up when it first came out. Alright, Seal Online release date. And I don't mean the mobile game. So, this initially came out in 2003. So, around this time, I was like young. I was young. You can't imagine little Lack knowing how to use it. Listen, I knew how to do a lot of things when I was young. I knew a lot because my dad used his work laptop along with unrestricted access to the internet as a babysitter. So I learned a lot of things that I probably shouldn't be knowing. Why are you so smart? Well, when you're able to just experiment with things like freely without supervision, you kind of just know. This also includes like any pornographic sites, but don't do that. There's a reason there's age limits on those websites and age restrictions and everything like that. Even though I circumvented them by saying that I was like what? That was like born in 1901, and the website still accepts it because they don't care. They don't care. They just want to know, are you actually this age? They don't confirm it. Yes, we go through. We continue to go. I heard that. You didn't hear anything. I don't know what you're talking about, Noir. I really, really don't. you can't prove anything. You can't prove anything. Not anything at all. Wait, this is a little bit longer than I thought. What's left on here? Oh, there's more afterwards. Like, avert your eyes. There is no one to avert my eyes. I'ma clip it. What do you mean I'm gonna clip it? I don't think I saw this part of it. Oh, wait, no, this is actually a part of it. Yeah, it is. And then they had this, like, Matrix effect for, like, no reason. And it's like, why, even? Like, what was the point of this? I mean, it was part of the trailer, but still. And, well, we're about to, go into the next part, and I don't even know what even happened. Right, Killer Rabbits. Killer Rabbits. K2 Network. Now, for this next one, I think a lot of people might know this one, though this isn't the first trailer for this. This isn't. Conquer Online existed for like a long, long time too. God, I can't even remember. Why the space between the continue and D? I don't know. Funny Korean magic. It's weird. It's the Korean trailer makers just like make some weird choices. They really do. What is this? This is supposed to be Conquer Online, but this is like the quote-unquote new trailers, the newest trailer for it, because there wasn't really an old trailer for Conquer Online. Fashionable hairstyles to customize your characters, even though it was an isometric game and you couldn't really see much of anything at all, actually. Even in this, you can't really see it other than it's like you added a ball. You played Conquer, I played Perfect World. We are not the same. The weird thing about Conquer is that, well, when you're a newbie and you step outside the town, you're dead because it was open world player killing, and then, well, yeah, it was actually very hard to start out as a newbie because the front gates were basically the hunting grounds. Because the players that have been there for the longest, because they've experienced it themselves, they kill new players on a consistent basis until they get tired. And then when they get tired, that's when you can finally leave the town and actually probably play and party with people, which you could also be backstabbed by your teammates when they leave the party and then just PK you outright. And it's like, the top battle between women and men. What? That's so mean, but that was the state of Conquer Online back then. This trailer isn't actually very good, by the way. It's a bunch of screenshots. Oh god, my nose is a little bit stuffed up. This is just screenshots. This doesn't show me any of the action in the game, like being able to like jump around like for like no reason. Oh well, there's that. There's that. Well, there's that. Okay, now it's showing us that it jumps and actual PowerPoint. This game was something. This game was something. It was very basic at a very basic level. But it was simple and everyone's computer could run it. For the most part. It's boring to look at, honestly. But I mean, it's... A lot of people, like, did play this game because it was reminiscent a little bit to, like, some Diablo gameplay. Just a little bit. But it wasn't Diablo, obviously. For obvious reasons, but... How long is this trailer? This trailer is 5 minutes long, which I am surprised about. God, that UI is old and garbage. Okay. Whatever the system is, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I never got far in Conquer Online, so I guess a lot of the, like, the further levels down nostalgia doesn't get to me because I was never that high in this game at all. I was not high in this game at all. I think I barely reached like level 20, and then I kept getting killed by literally everyone. Just roasting the trailers. I mean, they did their best, but I can still roast their efforts. But then again, what could they really do for a game like this? There's not much they can really do, so that's kind of a little bit unfair for them. Right, there was the Honor Halos. Well, there were Halos on characters and players for that were quote-unquote good, and then they murdered you outside of town because they felt like it, and it's like, ha! Can you not? I just wanted to try playing the game, sir or ma'am. They were probably all sirs. So whoever and whatever they were, but look at all the jumping. Because man, you could jump in this game for like no reason at all, and there was nearly no point to the jumping other than to like get onto like certain higher terrain, and that was it. That was literally it. And maybe as a faster form of traveling. You jumped around as a faster form of traveling since there was no such thing as running. No, now I remember. The quickest form of travel was literally jumping around like some kind of jazz. Like literally some kind of All right, next one. Now, this is another one that I remember from the past. Because I remember looking at this and thinking, wow, I really like this. I really, really like this for some reason. Dream of Mirror Online. Not to mention, it also had like the class system that like Final Fantasy XI had, where you could use one character to be any class you want and change into any class you want. It was great. Like, it was great to me because, not to mention some of the character models were actually like really, really cute. Except for that one. That one's just kind of, you're an orc. Big guy, ripped hair strong. And well, that's an Oni in general. I think that's an Oni. I miss Domo. I do miss Domo too. Like, back then when this first came out, I was actually following like the story quest like really, really closely for some reason. Like, for some reason it actually like, even though the story wasn't actually like 100% good, I still kind of like actually followed the story, and it's like, yep, I remember. And at one point for this game, since when I actually finally played this game, I was actually like in high school, and that's when they actually started having like English servers, and I was able to play with a lot of friends. I still play Domo. Do you though? Do you though? I know you posted a Domo screenshot, but do you actually still play? Each race kind of had their story that kind of merged in the main story. I believe so. I believe that's what happened, yeah. But yeah, back when I was in high school, I actually drew like a little like in my art class, I drew like a little fan manga. And it was like literally basically an isekai. Where the plain girl just falls into a mirror, and then, well, you're in Dream of Mirror World now. Congratulations. You're now a floating girl. You're now a floating ghost girl with a dagger. Yeah. I really did like Domo. Eventually, though, like, a lot of my friends got really bored with it because we couldn't really do too much anymore. I still play the other one, too. Yes. The other one. The other one. We'll see what you mean soon because, well, you'll see. Yeah, this trailer's actually really well done for what it is. Even though it doesn't show, like, actual gameplay, it shows... it shows animations, like, they were creative. They actually tried with this trailer. So if they tried with this trailer, that means they tried with the actual game. Also, boy, you just have a staff to your throat. It's not dangerous or anything like that. It's not going to cut into you. Oh no, she's coughing up blood. Ah, yes, this game also had like a relationship system. Yeah, for like no reason, this game also had like a relationship system, and it's like when you're near someone that's quote unquote compatible, they like make a heartbeat, or maybe it wasn't this game actually. It might have been a different game, but I think it did have something similar. I think. I can't fully remember though. Oh snap! I remember that. You're right. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, it's like I don't know where you get like a line and a heartbeat meter is like, and it's like I don't want anything to do with this, but okay. I don't think there was a heartbeat and a red line of fate. Yeah. It was based on your zodiac. It was. And it's like, But yeah, this game I was like, I was always so used to party play because me and my friends just go into a dungeon and I tank everything with like a spear AoE, and then everyone else kills everything with like their AoE attacks. So it's like, it was so messed up in retrospect. Yeah, it was a little bit messed up because back then, back then people still had like a lot of mental illnesses and things like that. So, there was like many things that have gone wrong with this kind of system in the past, like so often. And I saw that happen to like a couple other friends when I was actually playing Domo. And I was like, no, we're gonna pull you out of this. We're gonna pull you out of this because this not good. It's not good. It's not good for you. Yeah, and you, the one causing problems. Go off. Oh yeah, the mental illness. Yes, because while we may joke about it, mental illness is a thing that should probably like get people like help, but they don't. And it's like, a lot of these problems would be fixed if people got the proper help they needed. Like literally, the mental Illinois. Oh no. Oh no, we're going back to Illinois. I've actually never been to Illinois or anything like that though. But yeah, I think one of the main things that I did like about this one is that while I was definitely not really into like Chinese mythologies and things like that, like for some reason I was still attracted to some things like that because it still interested me. It still interested me a lot compared to like myths and legends of like America. Because what was like the myths and legends of America? Like what? Bigfoot? Is it just Bigfoot? I think it's just Bigfoot actually, because I don't know anything else about like American mythologies, if there is any. If there is any. Because all you really hear about America is really just sports. Sports. You said America so plainly, Mothman. Is Mothman actually like a myth in America though? Is it? I feel like that would be more Japanese. Maybe I'm wrong though, because I never heard about Mothman until like a couple other friends mentioned it before, and it's like, I guess that's a thing. Because I know one of my friends is like deathly afraid of moths, but not just because of how they look, but because of their babies can eat fabric and clothing, and then they ruin clothes. Yeah, he's supposed to be out west. Yeah. Wait, what? Mothman's supposed to be out west? I see. I see. Why is my friend afraid of them then? Oh, whatever. It's a thing. So, next trailer. Ah, yes. next one kind of ties into Domo just a little bit. I kind of want to say that it was maybe not really the predecessor of the system, but Final Fantasy 11. I never. I got this game as a kid, and that was when I didn't have a job. So a lot of times, Puzzle Pirates, I remember that a lot actually. I remember playing that at one point, but I never like committed like as much as like a couple other friends did who played it a lot. But yeah, I know what Puzzle Pirates is, and I played it a little bit. But yes, Final Fantasy 11, and this is like one of the older trailers for it, like the first trailer for it actually. I think. I wish I could have played this game. There are like private servers for Final Fantasy 11, and well, the main servers are still going strong, though it still does require a subscription. I kind of wish that they went free to play with this, but yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't. There was like so many interesting systems in this game that I didn't even know existed as a kid. Like I didn't know that there was like combo weapon arts, meaning like if you and a friend like use a weapon art in a certain order, like it did more damage. And then if you had like a black mage in your party and they cast a certain magic to burst it, it did a ton of damage. I wish I knew that back in the desert when I was grinding in the desert. I don't like having memories of that desert because I was playing a tank class. I was playing a warrior. I was playing a warrior. And that was painful in the desert. Oh, being the tank in the desert was awful actually, because tanking in this game was different. You really, really, really had to make sure that you were actually getting aggro, as long as, meaning people actually had to hold back on like making any kind of attack before you built enough aggro. Tank in the desert with on a horse with no name. Exactly, actually. Oh, because you were in that desert for like ever. Those deserts were awful because you were fighting goblins that could kill you in one shot in a party. Well, nearly in one shot. They did enough damage to make you sweat. And make the white mace sweat too. And it's like, oh, this place is awful. But it was also one of the best places to level up in a party in the game. And it's like, oh. But you also had to go through this desert. You had to go through this desert to get to some places. But yeah. Final Fantasy 11 as well. It was pretty open-ended, rather relatively open-ended-ish in terms of its story. Well, not really open. As a kid, I never actually did the story. I just went ahead and like, I wanted to do things. I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to play with people and interact with people. And that put me in a desert. In the most painful desert ever to level up. I was like, oh. And because when I was a kid back then, I couldn't pay for it as a kid. So I was like a free trial player constantly. It was like what? Back then it was like a 14-day free trial. I could only play this for 14 days at a time on a new account every time. I made a lot of accounts actually. So I knew, like at the very beginning, I knew a lot of what to do, including like getting up to that point to the desert. To the desert. I never got to Paladin. Even though I wanted to be Paladin. Me begging my mom to buy RuneScape Premium. Yeah, back then, the funny thing is, I could never convince anyone to actually, like, pay for, like, a month for Final Fantasy 11, but when I started playing Taiwan Mabinogi, my dad was able to buy like cast cards for cast cards for Taiwan Mabinogi, so I was actually able to buy things in Taiwan Mabinogi. Meeting time, you'll be back? All right. We'll see you soon, Saren. We'll see you soon. Enjoy. I hope the meeting's not too boring. Hope it's not too boring because That is a painful thing when the meeting is too boring. Yeah, yeah. But anyway. Next trailer. I don't know anyone. I don't know if anyone else remembers this one. Cable Online. This one had like a combo combat system too, and it looked really nice too. It really did. Though I don't remember actually getting very far. One thing for sure, I really liked looking at this trailer because it was like heckin' hype and it had like a lot of like really nice effects. And I kind of remember that it also had like a lot of dark and edgy clothes that at the time I liked. Yeah, even though it's like people are just standing there taking it, it was actually nice to look at. What was I trying to be, like a blader or... I don't remember the class names in this game. I think it was like a blader or something like that. Surely it's gonna tell us the class names, right? Surely. Because it gave us like the warrior there. Uh, her melons are on display. Wait, what melons? Oh, that's right. There was wizards and force shielders, force archers. So was it just warrior? I missed the melons. No, you didn't miss anything. Well, maybe you have. But yeah, I don't remember getting far in this game, but I do remember certain things. Now, this other game, Neo Steam. I don't know how many other people actually remember this. I'll be honest, I don't remember too much about it either, but I know and remember that I played Neo Steam before with like a couple of other friends. Like two of my closest friends a long time ago, back when we were just like game hopping MMOs, many different MMOs. Best Seren's still here. You're just in time for Neo Steam, developed by Studio Mars. I did really kind of like this trailer, though, because I remember looking at this trailer. I do remember looking at this trailer. And this was, like, part of, like, a steampunk world, too. So, hence the name Neo Steam, right? Hence the name. I don't remember how far I got in this game, though. It's been such a long time. Shh, I'm not here? Oh, okay. You're not here. 100%, totally. Oh, and that just broke down in front of him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Here's your blueprint, sir. You need to build this. Oh. Yeah, this was a pretty cute trailer for this game. Even though it's, cinematic. I mean, trailers don't always have the gameplay, but it would be nice if they showed some gameplay. Yeah, you can get the gist of like some games that are trailers. Well, not really. Adolescent. What was that? There was no bot here. There was no bot here at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes. We don't need bots. We don't need promotions of channels. I think. But either way, I don't really need it. Oh god, it had some voicing in there. You hear that? He went, oh, something like that, right? That's what he did. VA credit. But who was the VA? We wouldn't know. We will never know. It was probably someone. Neo Steam. That was Neo Steam. Anyway, next one. Yeah, that was the cinematic. Now, Pandora Saga. How many people actually remember this one? One of the developers of LoL, League of Legends, maybe. God, Pandora Saga is like old. I actually can't remember much about Pandora Saga, actually. I really can't. But I remember playing this. I do remember playing this. But let's go ahead and, like, see a little bit more into this trailer, right? Maybe it'll jog a few things in my memory. Yes. Horseback riding. My favorite part of an MMORPG, right? Yes. Group horseback riding. Another favorite part of my MMORPGs. And then we have group PvP, right? That's where it's gonna go. It is based on, like, Three Kingdoms. Oh, has Three Kingdoms stuff in it. Yeah, yep, there's, like, some PvP in it. But it's, like, more or less the usual tab targeting stuff. Or it looks like the usual tab targeting stuff. Yeah, it's definitely the usual tab targeting stuff. Mountain Blade vibes. I mean, I guess just a little. I do have Mountain Blade 2, but I don't know if they're actually done, though. Get ready for the Ultimate Battle Saga. Right, next one. And now here's another one by Nexon, which I know a lot of people will know this one. Dragon Nest. Dragon Nest was definitely... It was definitely a thing.
The creation goddess cried.
Oh my god, there's actually voice acting here.
From the monolith arose the dragon of hope and the dragon of rage. The feud between the two dragons pulls the world to darkness again and again.
Wait, this is like the English trailer, isn't it?
Even now they struggle.
I played the EU version of this once. I see. I think I probably did. Didn't this suck? So yes and no. For people who were there from back then, they loved it for the PvP, the arena PvP. And I know my friend really liked this for the arena PvP way back then. Like, they liked the PvP of Dragon Nest, like, really way back then. And that was before they equalized the arena, because they grinded up my friend to be able to take on an entire lane solo. They made him, like, be able to take up an entire lane solo because of the gear he had, but not just because of the gear, but because of their own skill in PvP as well, because they were actually really good at PvP, despite their gear. So back then, you could have the gear, but if your mechanics absolutely sucked at fighting, no matter the gear you had, you were going to die. No matter how many people were thrown at you. But my friend was actually really good at holding out on their own, because they knew a lot about the PvP aspects of the game. But when they finally equalized the arena, he wasn't able to do that anymore. And that was midway into, like, the finals of a tournament too. So they did a tournament, and the finals of the tournament was actually after a patch, and they passed it so they can equalize the actual tournament grounds. And because of that, they lost the tournament. They lost the tournament because, I guess because they were over-reliant on that certain friend. They were really over-reliant on that certain friend being able to hold out on their own for an entire line. But, you know, that's just kind of how it is. Equalization, right? But I guess in terms, that's more a strategy skill issue, right? Because at that point, they probably should have known to, like, adjust their tactics to be able to support him that was being, you know, thrown alone in the field of PvP out there. But yeah, my Mavi friends tried to get me to play it, and I played a bit and went back to Mavi. You know, fair, because that's exactly what I did. So fair, very fair. Next one. You know, this one. I know someone who really likes this one. I know someone who really likes this one a lot. You know, Lucent Heart. You never heard of this, Noir? This is also a very old anime game. It's called Lucent Heart, but it's also, you know, another tab target game, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty. Shh, really? Yeah, it's it's a little bit of surprise that there's some people. Yeah, it is the same publisher as Domo back then. It is the same publisher as Domo. And this is actually a trailer that actually shows gameplay to it. Which is, their usual tab target, but, it has, like, a lot of pretty characters, actually. Yes, Saren still plays this. And yes, this game, Lucent Heart, as to its name, as you can see in this trailer, alludes to a relationship system. Yep, it's another game with a relationship system. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's one of the weird ones to focus on, but yes, it existed. It existed as a side thing to like everything else, but it's still part of the game. But you know. I get to leave early, be back later. All right. There's all those animations that exist in the game too. Yeah, there is a lot of animations in this game that's like, there's a lot. Why is he dancing there? Why in this trailer is he just dancing there, right? Oh wait, there's more to this trailer. That little dance that he did just gave me like Fortnite vibes of someone trying to floss in front of you. It just gave me that vibe. You're just sitting there chilling with your friend, and then suddenly another friend just comes up in front of you and then just flosses. Just flosses for no reason. That's the vibe that little scene just gave me there. Like quite literally. It's like, oh, why are you doing this? Why you just gotta ruin the mood like this? And then we have more combat, because there's more to the game than the relationship system and all that stuff, because there's bosses and all that stuff. I don't think I remember getting very far in this game at all, though. I don't remember. I know I didn't play this as much as a couple other friends have done. Yes, a couple other friends have done. Because I know, like, a lot of my other friends, didn't really, like, get to this point where we're fighting, like, large bosses like this. So... Oh, yes, all your friends are dead, sir. You were the tank. You were supposed to take all the aggro. And now you let everyone down, and now you have rage, and then what? Wait, what's going on here? Everyone's suddenly awakening. I guess it had that system, yeah. I guess it had that system. And this is like a debut trailer for this game. Being fun. Yes, being fun. Gamania. That's right, Gamania existed. Now we have Florencia. I remember playing this game back then as well. It is one of those games that I game hopped to and then game hopped out of. I don't remember what level I stopped at. I don't remember how high it went. It might have been at least the level 30s or 50s for this game. But it was a pretty looking game too. Money! That's a bag of money! Oh, give me that bag of money! I almost thought those crosses on those on those were like L's. I was like, oh, the L ship. Yes, this was like a ship and pirate game. Not really a ship and pirate game, but it was one of the themes for it, yeah. Was there actually ship combat in this game? Because I can't remember. I don't think there was actually ship combat in this game. If there was, oh god, the audio balance on this is a little bit off. I hear music in my left ear. Like, the music is mainly in my left ear. Demon imps. Classic. What are those sounds for those demon imps? Wait, is the audio's off now? The audio is off. The trailer audio went off. Because I know it wasn't me, because it... Go back. Yeah, the audio is just off. Yeah, the audio is just off. Okay, so it wasn't me. It wasn't my computer suddenly falling behind even when it shouldn't be. When it shouldn't be. Yes, now the classic. Another one from Nexon. Maple Story. The game that everyone can play on their computers next to RuneScape. Right. Their cinematic trailer was full 3D for a 2D game. Oh god, those 3D graphics are kind of like poop. Like actually poop. You know, it's funny that they show 3D graphics for this, and oh god, so they did have like taxis back then too. The world of Maple Story is a thing. You would think it was like basic fantasy, and then they show like everything that's like, oh god, this is actually a 5-minute cinematic trailer. Wow, they put a lot in this one, huh? Someone really wanted to experiment with 3D animations back then, huh? I mean, to each their own, right? More importantly, why are they using 3D for a 2D game? I will not understand. But, you know, I guess that's fine, because they can do whatever they want for these trailers and all that stuff, right? But my god, this 3D is kind of, this 3D is kind of, like, really janky looking. Like, my god. What? He got sucked into a portal. Pigs. What? You came to the wrong neighborhood, kid. That's just kind of rude. You're the one that dropped in the middle of their beach sand party, and now you're just making them have a terrible time, and then killing their family and friends when you could have just left quietly and not caused violence. That's not what happens in Maple Story. You know, if this was a Maple Story map, there would be like one kid that quote unquote owns the entire map, and that they were farming the entire map forever and ever. And they would report you for trying to also do, like, you know, play the game in the map, because they were farming the entire map. And because of that, you could get reported for intruding on their map, and they would actually win that report, and you get banned or kicked from that map. And it's like, it was absolutely bullshit. I think that was like one of the reasons why I didn't like Maple Story, because like, I just wanted to progress and level up. But instead, we have people that just own whole maps for no reason, and the game masters of the game just allow it to happen. It's like, why? Like, why? It's awful. It's really one of the reasons why I never actually played Maple Story for very long. It's like, okay, right, so you had to weaponize the GMs to own a map just so you can just like farm for whatever. I mean, yeah, I get it, farming, but it's an MMORPG, man. It's an MMORPG. If I'm not like directly stealing what you already hit, then it's free game, right? Or it should be free game, but you know, kids will be kids. And those GMs paid attention to those kids more than anything else, because I guess they probably spent money. Probably. This is quite a long trailer, actually. Welcome back, Sarah, and welcome. Not the longest meeting, I guess. But since you are at work, make sure you're paying attention to work as well. As much as you want to be here and watch little old me talk about old MMORPGs and game trailers. Oh god, it's the Balrog. That is Balrog, right? I think it is the Balrog. You know what? I still find it funny that they used 3D for Maple Story 1. This is like the first Maple Story game, so it's like... Yeah. Also, if I remember, they finished the story in Maple Story, didn't they? Something about the Black Wizard. Like, they finally ended that arc, which was, I think, the premise of the entire story. My main computer started lagging, so I got you up on my phone. Ah, okay. You're good. Man, we really should get you more RAM in your actual desktop and stuff like that. Because what? You got like 4 gigs of RAM. Eventually, right? Eventually. Maple Story. What is that whole uploader? Oh, okay. Okay. This is someone just like re-uploading it and then now we laugh? No, we're not laughing. Screw you. This isn't laugh tracks. Don't sue me. Thank you and goodbye. Reason for fun. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. Ah, yes. Now we have Perfect World. Unfortunate that Noir is still not here yet, because now they're missing the Perfect World trailer. You know, while I did hear of Perfect World and I have played it a little bit, I never played it as much as my friends did. I never did. It just didn't really hook onto me as much as, like, a certain other few friends did. And it's like, I'm already playing Mabinogi. I don't really like Perfect World too much. Of course, I'm pretty sure it's because Perfect World also had... I love playing the aquatic race of this game. Was there an aquatic race? I can't remember. Oh, look, people are flying on their swords like a certain other game. You know, like a certain other game that you can fly on swords. You know, like Dream of Mirror Online. Because I think you can fly on your weapon in Dream of Mirror Online. But the zone for that race is so pretty nice. Is it now? Oh yeah, Perfect World kind of did come out during the age of when World of Warcraft got popular, so there was like multiple different starting zones. Multiple different starting zones. The Earth Guardian race too. Oh, God, I know nearly nothing about this game, so I am babby when it comes to Perfect World. I really am. Oh look, White Tiger. Oh, is that three-headed dragon? No. A Perfect World. What is this animation? What is this animation? Most popular self-developed online game. Popsoft Crystal Award and Lily Award to games in China. Best visual effects, second place. More flying on swords. I mean, this game is a tap target game, so it's like, Just show off like every single like special effect the game has, and well, you know, if you like the world, you like the world. Enter a Perfect World, fall 2008. www.perfectworld.com. Oh no, we're advertising. Well, we're kind of advertising. But, oh right, they had a company called Perfect World Entertainment. Ah, yes. And now, for people who know and remember, the very first version of Final Fantasy XIV, which was the most train wreck of an MMORPG at the time, because they used Crystal Tools as their main engine for this game. An engine that was only really good and suited for single player, not MMOs. Ah yes, back then they were really trying to push, hey guys, we have this system called Leave Quests. You can use the system to take on like various different jobs. I never got into it back at the very start. You know, me neither, actually. Me neither. It wasn't until A Realm Reborn when I finally actually got into it. Oh, voice acting. Yep, that's Final Fantasy 14 1.0. Before a Realm Reborn.
Now quiet down and help me decide.
This is a little bit quiet.
I've no particular preference.
And why does that not surprise me?
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Choose as you will, Midlander.
This beast
Our
in a
fate
frenzy the likes I've never seen.
Look out! He's right on.
Ah, yes, the Echo existed back then too. Oh, raid! Oh my goodness, thank you for the raid. Let me go ahead and shout you out. Also, but yes, thank you, Leon. I don't know how to say your name, but I'll go ahead and give you a shout out. I hope your stream went well. Oh, you are streaming Elden Ring. Nice choice, actually. Nice choice. But yes, hello, Raiders. My name is Lacus Arcbite. Actually, I should probably pause this. Your traveling merchant friend, and well, currently not traveling anymore because I'm currently behind bars, as you can see. Long story, well, not really a long story short, because I got an idea of selling water under 3 different names from a fellow traveling merchant, and for lack of better terms, their blonde elf bimbo friend. So I sold water under 3 different names. Ooh water, dihydrogen monoxide, and idle path water. And it sold pretty well, and then the guards didn't really like it, and then they investigated my cart, and then they found every single contraband that I was smuggling for the Merchant Guild, and, well, here I am. Behind bars. Yes, welcome, thank you. I hope your stream went well today. I really, really hope it went well. Did you enjoy Elden Ring? Because I know Elden Ring can be a very, very hard game, but it is a lot more fun with friends, and with the whole seamless co-op mod, too, it's even a lot better with friends now. Alright. Back to the... Oh god, it's Marbles. It's Marbles. Ah, yes. Pick up your bow, sir. It's a goblin. Yes, it is. Ah, yes, Bad Breath. The classic. Man, back then they had, like, really different classes for this game, too. Like, I really don't know why they had so many different class names for this game. You know, if anyone remembers, like, Sentinel, and then there was, like, some other things, too. It was a little weird that they decided at the very beginning to not use, like, the classic class names and all that stuff, though. Even though they call Paladin Knight in Japan, which I still don't know why they still do, but yeah. God, I actually miss when, you know, elemental damage mattered. Because in the past, elemental damage did matter. Because you know how much fun it was killing Ifrit with just a party full of white mages using arrow. Very, very quickly, actually. That was the thing in the past, and then they removed that. Oh, the Garleans. My favorite. Why are they landing here like this? No, wait, these are dragons, too. Oh, right. Right, Midgard Stormer was still alive back then, and they were fighting the Garleans with the other dragons. That's right. There was lore in 1.0 that we will never ever get to experience ever again. Because, well, things were different back then. And unfortunately, they couldn't actually do anything else. These flying ships are so weird. It's like, why do we have ships shaped like this? I definitely prefer ships as they are now. In 2.0 and above. Ah, yes, there's that ship. Oh, ow. Ah, there's Midgardsormr. And the old Garlean flagship. He's like, boy, why are you here trying to invade? We're gonna destroy you. This is all in Cartano. Oh, near Cartano. Bigger Summer was such a... He was such a bad dragon. Take down an entire Garlean flagship like it was nothing. I don't know why he died with the flagship, though. Yeah, quote-unquote, died with the flagship. Because if anything, it just looked like it was just hugging the flagship. But, you know, Garlean magic. Well, not Garlean magic, but, you know, Magitech. Because Garleans can't use magic. They cannot use any kind of ether at all, and that's why everyone made fun of them, and that's why they hate everyone. The elements. The elementals. The primals. Truce Vane. All a vision.
Return from his reverie.
So nice of you to join us again.
Ah, yes, this is technically Ardbert. Yes, this is technically Ardbert. Sorry for taking so long to respond. Had to go get food. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, it's been going pretty well so far. Well, you know, we're just going over some old MMORPG and online games. Online game trailers.
He speaks.
Can we go now?
It's funny, this is how the party actually started.
Something to see.
How the very first party started in Final Fantasy XIV. Ah, yes, Ardvert's party. Quote unquote, technically. Even though this is not Ardvert's party. Oh, that's right. I kind of put like all the Final Fantasy trailers in one go. I'm sorry about this, but I kind of had to. I just felt like it was correct. Because I do really like Final Fantasy XIV for what it is. Not to mention we get to see all the trailers. And here's the A Realm Reborn trailer. So we're gonna be on Final Fantasy XIV for a bit. I'm sorry. This should be about more other game trailers as well, but don't worry, there is more after this. I guarantee there is more. There is a lot more. Hell, what the heck? It's already 11? It's already 11. Huh. I didn't know I was taking that long. Holy crap. Depending on how long this goes, I may have to, like, end the stream, like, in the middle of the trailers, because I wasn't expecting to not get through them. Then again, I still have, like, an hour to get through them. Ah, yes, the final battle. The final battle at the end of 1.0, technically. All the city-states against Gaius. Dude, I love Gaius. Gaius did everything that he thought it was right. Like, because he's actually logical, like, I don't blame him for his reasons. Even though, well, as you can see, the world is... the land is burning. The land is burning. And besides, Gaius didn't even know anything about the... No, he did. He knew about the Meteor Project, but he just didn't know what was going to happen because of it. He knew absolutely nothing. Ardbert has made so many friends since 1.0. Ah, yes, young Cid. And Dalamud. The seal has been broken. Stop the fighting! It's like, what? Didn't we stop this? Nope, didn't stop it. It was just gonna happen anyway. It's a little bit loud. It's a little bit loud. Turn that down a little bit. And we have to remember, at this time, Square Enix really prided themselves on high quality effects in 3D, which is the downfall of 1.0 actually. Especially when a simple barrel has as many polygons as a player character model. Because that was a thing. You see, this is the highest quality barrel that we didn't need to do, but we did it anyway. And also the whole copy-pasted parts of the map. Thank God that they didn't do that anymore. Thank God, right? God, I really wish I could have, like, actually experienced the story for what it was. Like, back in 1.0. I really wish. Because this entire thing was also when the servers closed down for 1.0. They showed this trailer for 2.0. Like, it was, like, really, really hype. Like, extremely hype. God, how many trailers are we gonna go through? We are gonna go through, like, up until Endwalker. I don't know why I did this to myself, because it's like, this is an 8-minute long trailer. Well, technically, it's not even a trailer, technically, because it's like the end of the... It's the end of 1.0. And if you were a player during this time, you were warped out. And then you had that brand on your neck to show that you were a part of 1.0. Back in the terrible times of Final Fantasy XIV. Because there's actually, like, very few people that actually have it. But you know when they have it, because you obviously see that tattoo on their neck. Unless they choose to hide it, of course. And afterwards, we get the start of A Realm Reborn. I want one of these horse birds. And it's, like, technically post-Ruin world. At least ruined by Terraflare. You know, I kind of really do like how they basically reintroduced the fight from 1.0 into the Bahamut raid. Because that was actually pretty hype that they did that. Because one of the boss fights in 1.0 is, well, the end boss in 1.0. Well, the end story boss, anyway. Welcome to the future. Your safety. You're safe now. Like, you kind of have to think, like, how did Louisoix send people forward in time? Because this is obviously, like, some time after the whole Bahamut destroys the world thing. Bahamut. Mm-hmm. God, imagine being there. You're that pet chocobo. You waited for your master for years, and then suddenly they appear out of nowhere. It's like a happy dog. Ah. How long is the other trailers? How long is the other? I don't think I have it in me to like go through like each and every single Final Fantasy 14 trailer, because I know what I was gonna do is like rank them.
Peggy 16.
Well, we're already going into Heavensward, so this video contains scenes from the final moments of a Realm Reborn main scenario story. Wait, what? Was that part of that trailer before? I don't think it was. So that was like recently added. I mean, I have like so many of the all right, hang on. Okay, that's 4 minutes, that's 5 minutes. And that's 6 minutes. That's also 5 minutes. So that's like a good like 15 more minutes. Water.
Peggy 16.
Oh, Gio, welcome. Hey, welcome to stream, man. It's been a while. Then again, I don't really stream at like really good times that you're able to catch, honestly, which is unfortunate, actually. And I do have water right next to me. Ah, actually, did you redeem? I have returned with the water after a crap ton of days. But yeah, welcome, Gio. Welcome. Not too broke for the hydrate redeem. Oh yeah, that's because you don't really. It's because you haven't been here for a bit that you haven't been able to redeem it. But you know, I have water right next to me, so. Free hydrate. Yep, I'm drinking water for you. And now we have the Heavensward trailer. I'm sorry, this is kind of going to focus on like Final Fantasy 14 for a bit because, well, I mean, this is technically an MMORPG trailer, but I didn't have to put every single expansions trailer in this, but I did anyway because I didn't know how long I was going to take. I'll be honest, I legitimately thought I was gonna take not very long with these trailers, to be honest. That being said, I do have a list of 54 trailers to go through. Posture check. Thank you for the posture check, Saren. Darren, thank you. All right. Because I am slouching over and hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, this happens like sometime after a Realm Reborn. You are now taking shelter in the next area, in the next city state that finally opens up after so long. Ah, yes, Nidhogg. Because this part of the game is all about dragons. Quite literally. I like how they just ragdoll the body out of there. They're just ragdolled. And now you live in Ishgard for your entire time. And Ishgard was a ride. It was a ride after everything that happened in A Realm Reborn. Yes, the Vatican. The Vatican in Final Fantasy 14. Actually, the most religious city-state. Ishgard. Ah, yes, and the other areas like the Sea of Clouds and all that stuff, which they were like really good areas. They were really good looking areas. It's like, why are these things like just above the world? Ah, look, it's Sid again. This time with his full beard that you see in the game with him the entire time. I will never have a full beard like Sid. Man, I feel like they could have done so much more with this part of the story. I was so mad at the conclusion of that one. It was like... It was so... Oh, God. But yes, this part of the game was... Haha, we love Dragoons. Even though I think the real Estinian baby girl, yes. Estinian, our best friend. Our murder hobo. Yes, I called Estinian a murder hobo. The man will always be a murder hobo to me. He just happens to be a person of high position. Join us. Join us for all this and things. And now we now have the worst trailer and expansion of the game. The worst one. Granted, I did like the Japan area. But this is still the worst expansion of the series. In my opinion, it was the worst. I just did not like it. The final boss was fun. But the entire thing, the entire premise was kind of awful. And so was the trailer. I just didn't really like this. It was definitely not my favorite. And you know, despite this dance here, there's no dancer here. Actually, was Dancer Stormblood? No, Dancer was not Stormblood. Dancer was Shadowbringers. This is still Monk, technically. Like, you know, great choreography with the actual combat, but still. It's like, man, we working here and you guys are just messing around on top of Rauger statue. Like, man, don't you guys have anything better to do? When we're trying to raise this war to retake our homeland. I also kind of disliked it because it was like mainly desert. It was mainly desert. I'm not too fond of like desert areas, so it's kind of why I definitely preferred like the Japanese area. Because it was less sand and more green and more water. That's right, more water. Oh, Garlemald, my home. Yes, Othard. Where Doma is, and it's basically China. Well, Doma's China. Yeah, Doma was basically China. Well, Doma's a mix of many Asian references and cultures, but it's definitely mainly Japanese, but it's definitely more based off China. And then this area is actually Japan. Yes, more water, Geo. More water. You know, this is supposed to actually be a neutral territory. IGN sent out 10. Yeah, pretty much. God, the guard on that katana is like huge. Ah, yes, the weaves will go wild here. I mean, you would already be a weeb if you're playing this game, right? My house! Our house! Like, boy, are you going to repair our house? No, they're not. They are not. I got on top of that tower. That was a jump puzzle. It wasn't the hardest jump puzzle, but it was a puzzle. God. Ah, yes. Best two characters in the game. The best two characters of the expansion, actually. Those two are the best two. 100%. Out of everything, I will still rank Stormblood, the Stormblood trailer, as the very bottom of all the Final Fantasy XIV trailers. Quite literally. Ah, now we have one of my favorite ones, Shadowbringers. I really like Shadowbringers. And Endwalker. Like, I was so excited at this point. I was like, are we finally going to Garlemald? My home? No, we're not. Not yet. Not yet. Not just yet.
How many years have come and gone since that day?
Many. Very many. God, it's hard to tell, like, how long it
years have I
technically
waited for this
took.
moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm.
For those that were very confused at this trailer, it's mostly because they didn't finish Stormblood and any of the Stormblood after stories.
For the one they called.
Seriously, that riff, it's nice, it's good. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's been so long since all of those events. This is one of my favorite songs from Final Fantasy XIV. Mine too, actually. It's one of my favorites too, because I really enjoyed Shadowbringers. But maybe I'm also a little biased. Just a little. Mostly because this is, well, you'll see soon. You'll see soon. Just like Heavensward, though, I don't think Dragoon was actually really the true poster class of Heavensward, because Dark Knight came out in Heavensward 2. And I played Dark Knight a lot. I just want to use Big Sword Ripped Hair. And by then, they changed a lot of the systems in the game to make it, like, so good. I mean, Dark Knight isn't exactly Unga Bunga as much as Warrior. Warrior is just a DPS with a tank stance. And high HP. Quite literally.
This fate.
Quite literally.
But we cannot deny it.
Ah, yes. 6 Fellcleaves.
I'm wont to run
The
from
truest Unga Bunga is Dragoon. You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, actually. Oh, your favorite class is Dragoon? Yes, another person that's DPS. I can tank for you. I can even be your healer. Because my favorite healer is Sage right now. Unironically, I actually like Sage out of, like, the other healing classes. Though it's like, to me, it's like my ranking is like Sage, White Mage, and then...
I will hold the line.
It's a tie between Astrologian and Scholar. That being said, I don't actually have a Scholar. Because that would also mean I'd have a Summoner. You know, like, going through this with, like, a couple of my other friends, it's funny how much we changed in terms of, like, classes. So, yeah, back then when I first played this game, I was a Paladin, and then I just became a Dark Knight in Heavensward and just stuck with Dark Knight for the entire time. And you could like, make it like a little story between my friends. So, another one of my friends stayed Black Mage until Shadowbringer, and then they became a Gunbreaker. But they also still played Black Mage, so because that's their specialty. Black Mage was their specialty. Thancred Blurbo. Thancred best dad. Thandad. Dad cred. And then we have the Dancing Rabbit. And another friend that played with me, well, they started out as a Scholar. Eventually, they couldn't handle the stress of healing anymore, even though it wasn't too stressful. So afterwards, they became a Red Mage. And then a Dancer.
Must be undone.
Yeah, so that was like their main three things. Like, Scholar, that, Dancer, and then they became Summoner.
Let it be unwritten.
Exarch is our best friend. We weren't gonna let our boy down. Ah, yes.
Become
The true poster child of this expansion. The Dork Knight. The Dork Knight. Yes. It may be edgy as hell, but Dark Knight is actually really nice, though. While my character's armor is, like, dark as hell, but that's because I'm wearing... I have, like, a Garlean motif going on for my character. Because I like Garlemald. Because I actually like Gaius. I actually like Gaius as a character, so I was like, you know what? I would follow Gaius. I would actually follow Gaius. Ah, yes, and now the final expansion. Or rather, the final expansion to the Hydaelyn and Zodiac story. Endwalker. Yes, Endwalker. I would put this... Shadowbringers is my first. Endwalker would be my... Actually, Endwalker would be third. Heavensward would be my second. And then A Realm Reborn would be fourth. And then Stormblood is last. Stormblood's last. I just don't like Stormblood's trailer. I really don't. Endwalker was nice because it made a throwback to, like, well, you'll be able to hear it soon.
The final days were upon us. The fabric of the star had begun to fray, its land rent by tooth and claw.
Well, you know, after this, that's going to be all of the Final Fantasy XIV trailers, so we won't have to talk about Final Fantasy XIV anymore. Alice cared about you so much. She cared about you so much. She's a precious being. Yep, true daughter. And then we have Alphino.
Alize! Are you alright?
I can look after myself, you know. And I've had enough of this rot.
Alize is so stubborn too. But that's just her. See, Alizé is like true Unga Bunga. And they actually made her AI very, very Unga Bunga. Like, quite literally. You got a limit break, she's using it immediately. It's funny to see every single time. Like, but I was Alizé, I was saving that. Alizé, I want to use that, and then she just blows it off immediately. It's like, I wanted to use that limit break. Ah, yes, and then we have the throwback to Stormblood. God, I hate this guy. Well, I hate the guy who he was. You know, before he got taken over by, well, one of the ancients.
This land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh.
What was his name again? I can't remember. Honestly, I can't. Like, I have the hardest time remembering his name. Wait, so Saren, how far did you get into this game anyway? I know you said you stopped because you couldn't pay for it anymore. Did you actually get up to, like, Endwalker?
I knew it. This star still has secrets to tell. Take care, my friend.
I cut up every now and then, but yes, that's right. Ah, I see. What server did you end up going to? Because I know I'm in Adamantoise, which is like part of Crystal. Not that it matters anymore, because I love Y'shtola too. She has goth mommy vibes. Because she is.
Until our last breath.
Yeah, only reason I went to Adamantoise is because a lot of my friends went there from Fantasy Earth Zero. My main server for a long time was Girugamesh. We have to say Girugamesh. Then Fairy. Ah, I see. So you moved around a bit. Meteos is where I think I ended up. I see.
Green blades dark and light.
You know what? I think I know where my friend Kat got the whole corruption thing from. For Waypoint. I think it was actually based on this. Interesting. I lost the login for my main account. Oh, that's painful. No way to recover it, eh? Well, that's unfortunate. Wait, it's fall 2021. It's been... It's almost been 2 years since Endwalker released, huh? Oh my god. Anyway. Enough about Final Fantasy XIV. Now we go back just a bit further than that. With the original Phantasy Star Online, which would be, well, also including Blueburst, but this trailer does not include Blueburst, unfortunately. It's my favorite sci-fi series, too. Like, a lot of my friends actually love this game. And they were actually thinking of going back to Blueburst to play it again. Which, I may have played it like, what? A good total of, like, maybe 5 times now? Yeah, I think I've played this a total of Blueburst 5 times now. You can't stand Blueburst? So, really? Was it that bad for you? That's unfortunate, but it's what it is. It's so clunky. You know, fair. Fair, actually. It's I know back then, my friend Vatsu, who was also part of like my friend group from Mavinogi, he taught me a lot about how combat actually works here. So a lot of times you don't want to do like all heavy just attacks. You would want to do like one heavy and then two lights and then all that stuff, so you don't actually accidentally get hit. Yeah, it's a lot of just attack combos. Yeah. God, I remember at one point, I saw someone with like the scythe, and I really wanted to get it, and I didn't know where and how, but eventually, like later on, I found out it was just like the Soul Eater, and then that was an entire quest line to get. And now, Phantasy Star Universe. This is a game that I got as a kid, and then afterwards, when I could not like pay for it anymore, I gave it to my friend as a birthday gift, and they love this game too. Heck, I forgot to tell you about the second PSU game trailer. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, right. It's what it is. It's what it is. I really did like Phantasy Star Universe. I really did. It was so much different than Blueburst, and I liked it for that because the combat was more not as clunky. Hey Noir, welcome back. You're in time for like the Phantasy Star Universe trailer. We've been through quite a few trailers now. We've been through like all the Final Fantasy XIV trailers, and you also missed a bit of Perfect World. Vibrating. I love PSU, yeah. No, we haven't reached that yet. Yeah, you missed Perfect World. But, you know, here we are. Oh. Ah, yes. The enemy was Seed. But it was still Dark Falls, of course. I also like some of the clothes in this. Oh, if there's one thing that I like the most in Phantasy Star Universe, it was the photon arts that it had. Because a lot of the photon arts that you could get, like one the more higher level ones, they were like really nice. I liked a lot of the higher level photon arts. It's like, oh, these look like ultimate attacks. They're so cool. It was great. It was great. Like, I grinded so much to even get to those, and it's like, ah, yes. When I finally got to them, it was great. I think I ended up, like, going Protecker as, like, my main class in this game. Which was, like, well, try to beat everything class. God, Protecker was so hard to level up, though. I don't know how I survived that. You are Pro Chanzer? I see. Wait, was it called Protecker or Pro Chanzer? I might have made a mistake on the name. It may have been Pro Chanzer. It may have been Pro Chanzer, actually. Yeah, Ethan Warber. God, the 3D in the trailer looks kind of like wonky a little bit. Ah, yes, Phantasy Star Universe. I miss this game so much. Maybe I should play Clementine again soon. And now we have the original PSO2. I remember playing the closed Japanese test for this game, by the way. And back then, God, there was lag back then. Lag for your own movements. But eventually they switched over so it was like local. I was in the alpha test too. That was back when your movements were laggy because you were not in Japan. Eventually they fixed that so it wasn't so harsh on their network. because they needed to be not harsh on their network. So they just made it. It did have the best lobby. It really did. I remember seeing this for the first time after so long without Phantasy Star Universe. I was so hyped for PSO2. I was so hyped for it. To the point I played the Japanese servers and then North America servers to restart everything, and it's like, yes, right? Yeah, and technically I probably could have just stayed in the Japanese servers because thanks to certain tools, they were able to like auto translate, auto patch, and everything like that without issues of, you know, the game deleting your entire hard drive because of a misstep in their code. Yeah, this was like so hype. I wanted this game so bad. It was such a good game back then. Like, we played this forever, ever, and actually fighting Dark Ragnar was also pretty hype at the very beginning too. Eventually, like, there was definitely more better boss later on, and then all that stuff. I wanted to get a Vita just for this game. You know, my friend got a Vita just for this game. They did. And now we have New Genesis. The not so... While looks great, some of the charm is missed from actual PSO2. But it's not like NGS is too terrible, but okay, I'll admit the story got very what the heck. Yeah. Why are you talking about NGS? In an okay way? Oh, okay. Well, you're talking about NGS story, right? Okay. So I do have something to at least look forward to in terms of the story. Because, that usually means that the second act might be better. The second act might be better, hopefully. I think episode 3. I see. Unknown threats, they say, but still Dark Falls, because you can never kill Dark Falls. Dark Falls is the enemy that lasts forever and ever, and humanity will always have to fight Dark Falls. But you know, that's just the theme of Phantasy Star in general. There's no way to kill Dark Falls. You can only seal him. You can only seal Dark Falls away. And can only continuously seal them away. A big bad that lasts for an eternity. Eventually, Dark Falls will win. Eventually. NGS combat is nice. I kind of wish the PA system was a little bit more extensive. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. Like, they really did, like, casualize the photon art system just a bit, but I can understand why they did it as well, because, well, there was a lot in PSO2. And at certain points, there was a lot that just kind of, well, you know, power creep. Yes, Grand Chase. If anyone remembers Grand Chase, because I do. I do a lot, actually. Yes, remember their English voice acting. For Canavan! Yes. Ronan. Yes, that guy. Uh-huh. You know, back then, when they made Elsword, I really thought it was just going to be a reimagining of Grand Chase, which technically it was. But still with different characters. Different characters, of course. And now we have the actual Elsword trailer, which actually I don't think is like the... We are so old. Don't remind me, Saren, but aren't you still younger than me anyway? Aren't you still younger than me anyway? I'm the oldest among my friends. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. There's like 2 other friends of mine that are older than me. But, well, you know, they have a family now. They have a family now that they have to care for, and, well, they don't really have too much time for games anymore. At Arena and Aisha and I think the main one, Eve. Eve is the cyborg. The main character that I played in Elsword was Raven. That was the main one. Oh look, it's Grand Fantasia. You know, there is like one thing that I regret in Elsword was buying gacha at one point for like a Royal Knight armor set or Raven. Even though I went like I didn't go, well, at first I did go like the fist route instead of the sword route because Unga Bunga Fist. I don't remember too much about Grand Fantasia, honestly. All I know, if I recall, I think it was like an X-Legend game. I do remember me and my friends try to get into this, and then, well, I also got way too much of my money. It got too much of my money too, but not as much as Mabinogi did. I think Mabinogi got most of my money, actually, like unironically, because I really did love Mabinogi. Ah, yes, hundreds of costumes, they said. Hundreds of costumes, they said. Except, not really. Why is this like, oh, that pigtail hair is so nostalgic, I see. Oh, you had that hairstyle, eh? Play for free, grandfantasia.areagames.com.
Rated T for teen.
Ah, yes. Aeon. I remember trying to get into Aeon, and I never actually lasted as long as Raver did. And that was like one of my other friends. And they started playing this for a long time after Fantasy Earth Zero shut down. And then they got really obsessed with Linux, and then they disappeared. And became Linux person, and I have no idea what happened to them. All I know is that they probably work somewhere in California for some, as a programmer for some company. And he was also obsessed with a Korean lady, so it's like, to the point that he called her sister. It was weird. It was weird. Yeah. Aeon was the thing, though. It really was. It was really nice. Also, hello. This is the Fiesta Online trailer now. We're here now. It's finally Fiesta. It's going to be a Fiesta. Boy, has that joke never been used before. You're here? Hello, Noir. Welcome to being here. Oh my god, it's 11:44 a.m. for me already. It's expanded a lot. It has? I'm sure it has, because I think Fiesta has been like another one of the longest running MMORPGs now. It looks so weird to me at first, though. They do have really nice art for this trailer, though. 3 new worlds. When you say 3 new worlds, do you mean like 3 new servers or like 3 new actual content worlds? My first MMO ever. I see. Why does a Joker have nails? Join raids. Actual content worlds. I see. I did remember trying to play this with friends when I was well, not really world hopping, but game hopping with friends. But that was the time where we game hopped a lot, and well, we never really stuck to a lot of the MMORPGs that we stuck to. But that's because it was like for reasons beyond my control. Because one of my friends did not want to really interact with any of the community in order to do content further down the line, because they were afraid of people. Don't disown me, but I paid $200 real for in-game permanent armor. Listen, Noir. Listen. I've spent much more money on Mapinagi. Ah, yes, Latail. Latail. Why does it just show it like this? Ah. Alright, it's the anime trailer. Oh! Okay, I have two, but... You still play this game. Saren, you play so many games. You play so many games, but I don't end up playing all of those. You play too many games at the same time. How do you keep track? Because I have trouble keeping track of just one sometimes. Honestly, I really do like Latail because I considered it an improvement over MapleStory. Like a massive improvement over MapleStory, and I like Latail just because of that. Latail is what Maple wishes it was. It is. I agree with this, Saren. I really do. Not to mention, everything in Latail is much cuter than MapleStory. Like, actually much cuter than MapleStory. And MapleStory has gigantic heads on top of tiny bodies. I mean, while this does have big heads, but it's not as big as MapleStory, but yeah. God. I kind of want to check this out. Yeah. I think I was still in high school early when I started playing this. Oh, really? You know, it was probably around the time high school when I actually started playing this at one point. I remember trying to tank for people in this for whatever reason. And tanking in this game was just like, what, crouching? Yeah, you just crouch and it's like, yep, I'm defending. I'm in the front line defending and I don't have to do anything. But I think that was like early stages of the game, which was not ideal to do. Yeah, Latail is good. Latail is really good. Wait, do I have... Oh, right, it was GamePot. It was a GamePot game. Wait, do I have another? Okay, no, this is just the Japanese trailer. Okay. Ah, yes. Not many people know about this one. Yogurting Online. That was a game. Yogurting. Trickster was a classic too. Yes, Yogurting. And they had like the best opening song. Well, not really the best, but it was catchy and it was cute. Saren, I am surprised you... Actually, no, that's fair. Because Yogurting was strictly... Back then, it was still only in Korea and Japan. It was only in Korea and Japan at the time. And then much later, it released stateside, but it didn't last long stateside, I think. I don't know if like the stateside servers are still open, actually. But yeah, it was like kind of like a unique stage-based game. Speaking of, you can hear this song and play this song in DG Max. It is a cute game. It is a very cute game. It wasn't really a community lifestyle game, but there was like a community there. A lot of the gameplay ended up being like stage-based in classrooms. So some of the stages were like actually in classrooms, and you're like, I don't remember like the entire story, but there was combat in the classrooms. Yep, combat at school. But it wasn't like... It was like kind of like a unique kind of combat. It was still combat, of course. And it also has like that that 90s style anime feel to it too. the game. I don't think there's gameplay for this game, or rather, game. Well, there probably is, but what I remember was like the older gameplay. I don't know how it was for the newer gameplay. It was a thing. Is it still up? I have no idea. I have no idea at all. This is the best trailer so far? I agree, actually. Latteo close second, yeah. The end. Yep, it's the end. Let's see some like actual. Let's see. Yogurting gameplay. Like we see opening movies. There's like gameplay refresh. Maybe this one. I want to see like the. Okay, 16 years ago. 16 years ago. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 16 years ago. Let's not have that music because that's yep. Okay. Okay, you know what? You know what? Let's see if there's something else that doesn't have music that might DMCA me. Okay, maybe this one. Yeah, if they haven't claimed it by now. This fry does not have anything. Wait, this looks a little bit different. This looks like it runs like crap. Okay. Play movie. What do you mean by play movie? Maybe this actually has gameplay in it. I don't even know what was in my video suggestion, so but yeah, this is yogurting. Why the panty shot? Never mind. It's a box cutter sword, people. This looks nothing like advertised. Well, you know, yeah. They don't really give the gameplay a chance to like go on for longer than like 3 seconds per scene. Per scene. All right, so I need to go back to the trailer. Okay, next one. Now, Trickster Online. We all know what Trickster Online is. Like, back then, I was, like, very interested in this game. We did go through the Florencia trailer, actually. You missed that one. Florencia is, like, one of the games that I played with during, like, the whole game-hopping arc of my life. Why is this video so pixelated? I'm in pain. If there was anything that bothered me a little bit about Trickster, it was, well, drilling. both drilling, and you really had to have your stats in a specific way outright, or you kind of screwed yourself over. Because I remember in the past where at one point I screwed up my skill build, I screwed up my stat distribution, and I basically could not play the game anymore because it was just so hard. It was extremely hard to progress with my stat distributions. It was awful, actually. It was actually awful. So in this game, you had to be very, very careful about your stats. Like Ragnarok Online, you had to worry about your stats a little bit, but at least back then that made sense. Yeah, it's rough. Especially if you're a magic user, it was really rough. But overall, Trickster was like a really, really cute game. It really was. Also, you'll be right back? Alright. We'll see you soon, Theron. We'll see you soon. Alright. Yeah, Trickster. I do. Yeah, I don't think I got past level 20 either. Yes, and now Blade and Soul. I remember this game back when they first showed, like, a trailer for it, like, way, way back then, when it was just the early builds of the game, and it still wasn't out yet, and it took so long for NCSoft to even get this out. Like, I was like, huh, why did it take so long for this game to come out?
You are our last hope. Please stop her. Stop Jin Soyeon.
Like, this game took so long to come out in Korea, too. It was so painful. Yes. Quote-unquote Terra ripoff. Quote-unquote.
The dark chi spreads. This fight has no end in sight.
I do kind of like Blade and Soul.
With our powers combined,
Like, so...
surely stop Jin
I played enough to actually do, like, some of the PvP arena stuff. Though I was mainly, like, Kung Fu Master. Though I wanted to be, like, the sword master, the blade master.
Kill them all.
But unfortunately, we needed a tank that could tank really well, and Kung Fu Master was one of the tanks that can tank really, really well. And also do damage. So I did that. Even though Destroyer does a much better job at tanking things. Because, you know, giant Rip Tear Axe, and you can grab people and carry people, and then your target can just wail on them. Yeah, at one point I did want to do, like, Blade and Soul PvP, like, competitively at one point. So I did, like, the actual ranking PvP. Which I was definitely not very good at it. But if I got my stun off, they were basically dead. They were basically dead if I got my stun off. But later ranks, that stun did not matter much in later ranks. Because there was ways to get out of it. So yeah, I couldn't pass the later ranks because I was not good at the game in PvP. Oh yes, and then we have Terra Online, where they advertised BAMs, also known as big monsters, to fight, to give you that Monster Hunter feel. But yeah, this game I was also tanking as a Lancer. As a big horn Lancer, yes, because the bigger your player model, the better, the more area you covered as a tank. Yep. Big monsters. And because I was, like, so into Monster Hunter back then as well, I enjoyed fighting, like, big monsters because there was always a way to, like, tank for my team and also avoid attacks. So I was the Lancer, and then my friend was the Berserker, which was also technically a semi-tank, but they were also a burst DPS. And they like doing big damage. They like doing big damage. I was Ellen in the one race with the horns for a long time. I took the big guy with the horns because, well, it seemed like it would be cute if someone rode my shoulders and used my horns as handlebars while they were riding my shoulders. But you know, that wasn't the thing, so Didn't matter. Cute thought, though. Like, my neck was going to break. Oh, God. Somehow that's probably going to get taken out of context, isn't it? Somehow. We got somewhat... Ah, yes. Fantasy Earth Zero, my love. The love of my life that will never be ever again. My years of warring. My long years of warring, and this... Honestly, this trailer doesn't really show much about the actual game. Well, it does, but, Hey, lady, you're being taken out to be dragged into war. God, this trailer is also so pixelated. And she also becomes the warrior class. You know, it's funny because they show the guy with a single sword, except you need a shield. You really do need a shield to function. You can't just go in with just like a single sword. Unless you were a great sword user. Which came in a later update. Hey, Real Kato, welcome. We're just going over, I'm doing great, actually. How about you? I hope you're doing great as well. We're just kind of going, like, over, like, MMORPG and online game trailers and all that stuff. Just kind of going down memory lane. Doing better? That's good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, we've gone through, like, a good couple game trailers. You kind of missed, like, everything from, like, Final Fantasy 11, Trickster, 14, PSO. There's a lot that we went through already. I don't even know where on the list we are. Oh, God, wait, it's actually 12 p.m. Oh, God, it's actually 12 p.m. I do actually have to, like, stop here. And we didn't get through all of the list yet. So, we'll just let this trailer finish out. And then we'll go ahead and, like, actually finish up here because... Finish up here and then raid because, well, I gotta get ready for work, don't I? Yep. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But we can always continue with it much later. Final Fantasy... Fantasy Earth Zero, my beloved. Okay, so we stop here. We have to stop here. We are at 37 out of 53. May I suggest a raid? Yeah, go for it. Go for it. All right, anyway, we're going to go ahead and put myself back in the prison and just walk myself over here, being walked over by Catbird as well. But yes, thank you very much for everyone coming by today. It's always been a pleasure. It always really has. Spam channel? Okay. Let me go ahead and look them up. Hopefully they're not ending anytime soon. Hopefully they're not. Hopefully. All right, let me go ahead and tune them in. I hope they just barely started. They're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! They're also 3 hours in. I hope they are not going to be ending soon. I hope not. But yes, we're going to go ahead and raid them. All right. And I still do not have a raid message. But, urgent raid. For those that do not have, well, obviously that do not have,
do they already have MPen?
Subs, you can use that one. And those that do have a sub,
They already had MPen.
this one for those that do have a sub. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for coming by the watch today. We're going down like memory lane, even though we didn't fully complete memory lane, but we'll save that in time for next time, though. Just in time. Your class went on for that long, eh, Sarah? But yeah, you're just in time for us to get on to raiding, yeah? Yeah, as always. You're free to, like, follow me on all my socials, which you can see over here. 3-hour class. Oh, God, that's painful. That's probably a lab, too. Jeez. You can follow me on all my socials at this card. However, the main thing that I use is really just Twitter, so just keep that in mind. No, it's not. It's not a lab. 3-hour class, though, is kind of painful. That sounds like a lab to me. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and raid fam chat. It's a lecture. I'm in pain. Oh, no. That's worse. A 3-hour lecture? Okay, anyway, we're going to go ahead and raid now. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.